put a Q&A poll on Instagram to give people the opportunity to ask me any questions that they may have for this carpool. We're gonna have special guests in the coming episodes, people in the passenger seats that I'll be interviewing, that will be asking me certain questions. I wanted to start with a little get to know me session, a Q&A. So the first question, what inspired me to start my business? It just comes down to the fact wanting to make a change, but using your gifts to make that change. So my business is called Young. Follow on Instagram at You Only Need God. Basically, we sell t-shirts, clothing, basically clothing and fashion brand, accessories and a lot of things. And the whole idea is to get a message across. Young stands for You Only Need God. Like I said, you can follow us on Instagram at You Only Need God. And all I did is just get the message across that no matter what you have in this life, God is the ultimate, you know. And what better way to get that message across than through fashion, which is trending. It's a big industry, you know, the clothing and fashion industry. So I said, let me use my God-given abilities, my gifts in business, my business mind that God gave me, and also my Christianity, and just that's basically what life is about, really. That's what the talents you're given are for, to mix your passion with your gifts and to create something, be creative. So that's what I did, really. I don't regret it at all. You know, my only regret is that I should have started sooner. You know, so if you have a gift, if you have a talent, as soon as possible. You don't have to wait till you're rich, because what if you never get there? God forbid. You just keep waiting. You just got to start with what you have right now, and by the grace of God, that would convert into something bigger. So don't wait, just start. Do your research, pray about it, have mentors, people who are experienced in both the business side and the spiritual side. Pray about it, and then after you've done your research and prayed about it, then just start. But always start small. Never go straight into it. You know, never ever go straight into it. Just start small, start gradually. So that's what inspired me to start my business, if I'm honest. Second question is, what inspired me to start the SGM sessions? For those of you who don't know, SGM, spontaneous gospel music, is a little trend, not a trend, I don't want to call it a trend, it's a movement, let me call it a movement, that I basically started not too long ago. And it's on YouTube, on Instagram, and it's basically me gathering a bunch of vocalists and instrumentalists, very skilled, talented people.
It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, we pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out.
Gathering them and basically hiring a studio or a venue where we could use and just basically worship. What it is, spontaneous gospel music, praise, worship. It's not rehearsed at all, you know. Just some of us don't even know each other, you know. Some of them don't even know each other. Gathering people from different backgrounds, different places, and just essentially spending time in the presence of God and letting the Spirit of God just take over the whole place, and not really rehearsing anything. Like I said, some people don't even know each other amongst us, and just seeing where it goes. And thank God it's gone well so far. I've done it 2 years of it now. First one was in 2020, and then the second one just recently this year, 2021. So yeah, it's on YouTube. Go see it. Go subscribe. Go, go do the needful. I'm sure you'll be blessed by it. So yeah, that's what inspired me really. Just being able to gather people and just, instead of having regimented ways of worshiping where everything is scripted, rehearsed, stuff like that, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but just having a free flow form of worship, for me, that's what I love. Letting the Spirit take over, not thinking too much about, obviously we do try and do our parts, do, the technical stuff, but not thinking too much, not, probably like 35% technical and then 65% spiritual per se. Obviously it's 100% spiritual, but 65% just free flow. We don't dwell too much on the technical stuff, but we do try to implement stuff like, your parts, your alto, soprano, tenor, and all of that. Even the instrumentalists, they try and play around with some stuff, but most of it is just letting the Spirit take over. And I love that kind of worship. I love that kind of praise. I love that kind of atmosphere. So I said, let me do that. Let me do that. I usually do it by myself, but I said, let me gather people that are also interested and are also passionate about serving God in that manner through your talents. Again, using your talents to glorify God. So that's why I started it. Right now, I'm just going around in circles in the in the car park. As the car park. And then I'm gonna buy a couple of things and then I'll be back. The camera keeps falling down. I didn't station it properly, so just for safety, better to go here and just keep a low speed. Next question. What a question. Do I have a girlfriend? Answer is no, I do not. I guess the question you should be asking is, do I want a girlfriend? I mean, eventually it would be nice, but as of now, to answer your question, do I have one now? No. Am I talking to anybody now? No. Is there anybody I'm interested in right now? Not really. No. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy to say, nah, there's nobody, I don't find anyone attractive. Because there are people I do find physically attractive, which is natural. We're all human beings. We're going to have our tastes. People will find attractive physically. People that we, get emotionally attached to. People that we, value or admire their personalities. So there are people like that in my life. But I like to keep labels on situations or people as best as I can, as much as I can. I've made a mistake in the past of not labeling a relationship generally and allowing other people to interpret it or put their own label on it. So I'm not expert in relationships or anything like that, but what I've figured out in the past is that the best thing to do is put your label on it first and make it known, and don't give other people the opportunity to put their own label. Oh, it's a dangerous world out here. You have people catching feelings like what? I don't even know how to describe this. Anyway, next question. Is Israel a better basketball player than me? I know which Israel asked this question. It's not my brother Israel, if anyone is wondering. I do have a brother called Israel who does play or did play basketball at a very high level. But this is not who the question is referring to. The person who asked this question is called Israel. He knows who he is if he's watching this. Are you a better basketball player than me? Nah. And that's not even coming from a place of arrogance or pride. It's confidence that, and I know if you're a better basketball player than me, or if you do become a better basketball player than me, by the grace of God, I'll be the first person to tell you that, yo, bro, you've improved, and I can officially say you're better than me. But as of now, hell no. And I doubt that I don't want to put a cap on you, but I don't want you to ever be a better basketball player than me. And the reason is because the day you become a better basketball player than me, even though my first sport is football, not basketball, I will be upset because it means that I've stopped progressing. So I can't let someone who I introduced to the sport overtake me in terms of skill, ability, knowledge, experience, you know, that'll be shameful of me, you know. So I have to, if I'm introducing someone to the sport, I've got to move at a higher pace than they're going so that they don't catch up to me. In the coming episodes, we're gonna have special guests and a lot more exciting stuff.